Hello everybody, Mad Dog Marty Sugar, and this is another match today. And obviously we didn't do a match every day because, there's this crazy thing called life and trying to get through it. But we're still trying to raise money for Movember. Send in your donation, Big West Wrestling at me.com for your online donations. This one, I fell a few days behind. I've got one more in the tank to watch if you want to make that donation. Tomorrow night, Saturday, November the 14th, we are in Summerland. If you want to throw a couple bucks at the merch table and say, hey, tell Marty to watch this match, I'll look it up if I can find it. Okay, this one the donation was kindly, graciously given by Sleazy Steve. And the irony is that Sleazy Steve and I had a conversation because obviously Sleazy Steve is like 15 years old, so he grew up idolizing CM Punk. And he got really mad when I said CM Punk was pretty overrated. And so he put in a donation and made me watch the Money in the Bank 2011 title match between John Cena and CM Punk, the infamous pipe bomb that went to nowhere. And this is the match. The way this is set up, it's in Chicago, and obviously CM Punk is the hero from Chicago, at least walking into this match. But he has told Vince McMahon his contract expires at midnight, he's going to win the belt, and he is going to leave, and there's nothing John Cena is going to do about it. And Vince McMahon, because, he's such a benevolent dictator, he says if John Cena loses the belt, he's fired. Of course, we all know that storyline went nowhere, because not only was John Cena not fired, the very next night he was a total jerk and egged on Rey Mysterio into defending the WWE title he just won in a tournament. One where even Rey Mysterio was like, are you serious, dude? And then at the end of Monday night, John Cena was champ anyway. And somehow that didn't turn John Cena heel, and I have no idea how, because obviously that was a gross storyline that they screwed up the whole thing and immediately messed it all up because writers, I don't know. It was like a great thing and they shit on it. Could you imagine if Stone Cold Steve Austin had done his Austin 316 and then on Monday night they just had him get beat up by, Savio Vega again, and then he was forgotten about? Like, what the hell, right? This is exactly what the writers did. Like, Steve Austin would not survive in a writer society. He'd have walked out. Anyway, let's talk about the match itself. I have a ton of notes. They're scribbled all over here because I thought I'd make one or two notes because I was like, John Cena, CM Punk. But the other thing that bugged me too, 46-minute long segment, and I'm like, come on, man, 46 minutes? It's like an entire first half of an indie show. It's just this one match, and that's one of my beef. John Cena's matches are kind of self-masturbatory in the fact that they all got to go 25, 35. Doesn't matter where he is on the card, he's going 25 minutes. And it's just like, okay, these ones are main event, but like 40 minutes of match. The pre-video segment, great, all the build-up to CM Punk making Vince McMahon kiss his ass and then ripping up the contract. Anyway, it was excellent stuff to the build-up. The match itself, obviously CM Punk in Chicago, he's the hero. And at first they're booing John Cena, and later in the match it does turn. Now, when I initially watched the match, one of my all-time favorite matches is from 1980 in Memphis. I used to have this amazing Memphis 80s comp that got misplaced / stolen, and it had a match where Rick Martel, as the babyface AWA World Champion, came to Memphis to fight Jerry Lawler, because Jerry Lawler was the #1 contender, and Rick Martel comes in, and everybody loved 1980s babyface AWA Rick Martel. This is long before the model, long before Can-Am Connection, long before Strikeforce. And he comes in there, and they start booing him because he is facing Jerry the King Lawler. And he first gets a little stunned, then he gets annoyed, then he full-on turns heel, and I swear to God, it's one of the greatest matches you will ever see. Not just for the wrestling, but this beautiful storyline told within this match of this guy going, oh, you don't like me, eh? And he just starts beating the snot out of Jerry Lawler, and it's amazing. And they could have done that here, as in my initial thought when I watched it. But when you hit about the halfway point of this match, half the crowd has turned on CM Punk. And now it's like 50-50, because I think WWE fans are even starting to realize the concept in this match that if CM Punk wins, cool, he's from Chicago, but he's leaving. So now the diehard WWE fans, even though they're from Chicago, are like, wait, screw this guy, we want Cena to win. And there's very definitive moments where they are cheering for both guys. And it's really great storyline that helps within. There's also a part where John Cena slowly but steadily gets frustrated to the point where he thinks he's got a 3 count, and he is up in Scott Armstrong's face trying so hard not to yell at him, but he is pissed. And so there's some really great storytelling within the match itself. There's some other things, like I got tons of notes. I did want to make a joke. Obviously, CM Punk comes in with his Best in the World t-shirt. They call him the Best in the World. He's wrestling John Cena, and the referee is Scott Armstrong. And I said to myself as watching, it's like CM Punk's the 3rd best wrestler in this match, right? And if you factor in Booker T and Jerry Lawler on commentary, and Michael Cole, he's like maybe the 5th or 6th best wrestler in the whole segment. So, I mean, was never a big CM Punk fan. I always felt that he deserved more than he got. I feel that CM Punk never accepted the fact that he was Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho only ever reached a certain level in the WWE, and until Chris Jericho left and became his own man, and now he's a major superstar, untouchable superstar. And I felt like CM Punk never wanted to put in that effort. He could have easily left and become a major star elsewhere, and didn't. And I don't like the guy. I feel like WWE had a better CM Punk in Sterling James Keenan, better known as Corey Graves, and they never used him. Anyway, let's talk about the match itself. Solid match, 40 minutes. It wore me out, man. It really tired me out. I don't like watching matches that long unless I'm personally invested, and I'm not invested in either one of these guys. What else did I have here? There was a really rough crossbody by CM Punk. He hit Cena right in like the groin, and when Cena goes down, he kicks out and immediately rolls to the apron, and he is hurt. You can see he's hurt. And he toughed it out to his credit, and that's super impressive on his part. Obviously, later it turns into a really great finishing sequence, which we'll get to in a sec. There was an amazing suplex to the floor that Punk's trying to suplex Cena in. He goes, no. Cena suplexed him to the floor. Super safe, but so scary looking. Such a great move. And that's the part where the fans start to turn and start cheering for John Cena, because they're like, oh yeah, we forgot this guy's actually quite awesome. And that's something people always forgot about John Cena. They used to say he was a crappy worker, and it was like, oh, he only has good matches with Triple H. He only has good matches with Shawn Michaels. Oh, he only has good matches with Umaga. Oh, wait, he had a good match with Great Khali. Maybe John Cena was good the whole time. And I feel luckily Roman Reigns has finally reached that point where no one thought he was good enough, and now he's turned heel, and he's with Paul Heyman, and he's beating the shit out of his cousins, and everyone's like, oh yeah, wait, this guy was good all along. Takes some time sometimes in WWE because you get force-fed to like a guy. So you're like, I'm not doing it, and then you realize, oh shit, he was good all along. There was some other great stuff here. Like I said, the crowd kept turning back and forth, which was really cool. There was this, what have I got here? My notes, I can't even read these notes because this crazy rig light has now made me blind. There was this great sequence where it was a crossbody into a roll-through, up into a FU, which got reversed, into the go to sleep, which got wriggled out, into an STF, which then got reversed again into that arm trap choke thing that CM Punk used to do. I can't remember the name of it, which was a really great sequence. I really loved it, that it was just go, 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 go. There was a lot of ugly moves in this match, but they fit into the idea that this was a pretty ugly fight over, as Michael Cole kept saying, one of the most important matches in WWE history. And it's not wrong with the concept. So, I mean, they threw out all the stops. There was a lot of hitting for the fences. It was a standard WWE main event match, but it was, I'll give credit where it's due. It was very good. There's some other stuff here. Like I said, I can't see a damn thing in my notes, so, yeah, I am blind. Yeah, the fact that Cena got legit hurt with 20 minutes to go was pretty insane. And yeah, when Cena had him trapped in a couple of STFUs, the fans were dead split. Like they were cheering and booing, which I really liked. And that's about it. Good match overall. A little long, but what are you going to do? It's the main event of Money in the Bank. The ending, obviously CM Punk wins the match. He goes to leave. Vince McMahon, I really liked, I forgot this part, really liked the fact that they had talked about the screw job, and John Cena and John Laurinaitis Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis came down to do the screw job. Cena runs out of the ring, cold cocks Laurinaitis, puts him on the ground, walks up to Vince McMahon, he's like, I ain't doing it this way. Gets back in the ring, immediately walks into the go to sleep and gets pinned 1, 2, 3. And then Vince McMahon takes over the show. He's flipping out, turn off the music, give me a live mic, blah, blah, blah. Send Alberto Del Rio out here, the Money in the Bank winner, for Alberto Del Rio to immediately get punked like a loser. And then CM Punk leaves to the crowd. Which the scene of him leaving to the crowd, kissing, showing off the belt, kissing Vince McMahon goodbye. Excellent finish to this storyline, and it could have been a great thing. Instead, obviously, they hot-shotted it back with a new champ and Miz and Rey Mysterio in the tournament, and then John Cena winning the belt back like the very next night, which obviously shit on the whole angle, and then they shit on it worse with Alberto Del Rio as Money in the Bank, because I don't know why they invested so much money in Alberto Del Rio being their top guy, because obviously, hindsight's 20/20, but did he ever at one point look like he was going to be that guy, no matter how much they tried? I don't know. Thanks, Sleazy Steve, for making me watch 46 goddamn minutes of CM Punk. Up next, if I find the energy, Justin Sider wants me to watch the Iron Man match between HBK and Bret Hart. And it's like, dude, it's 62 minutes long. But we'll get there. See you next time. 11 minutes to talk about a 46-minute match.